In the central part of the panel, the plan and the elevation of the church is shown. On the left side, the essential historical information of the building and the quay, while on the right side, the vertical section with the main altar. Historical introduction. The church was mentioned for the first time during a pastoral visit in 1565. In the early years of the 17th century, it collapsed due to a violent rainstorm, and it was rebuilt in its present form between 1622 and 1625. In the early years of the 18th century, the noble della Ratta family donated the building to the Confraternita del Rosario, Confraternity of the Rosary. Following this event, the church was given the name of Santa Maria del Rosario, Saint Mary of the Rosary. While the words La Greca were transferred to another building, now a private dwelling, located on Via Perrone. The Church of Santa Maria la Greca is a small building next to the Della Ratta Palace. They were connected through a private passageway now closed. The nobles came directly into the Matroneum, the women's gallery, from which they attended religious services. Exterior. The simple facade is rectangular with few decorations. It consists of a main portal and a rectangular window perfectly in line with it. The architrave on the entrance door is adorned with plant volutes, while the upper window shows a decoration made up of 3 roses with leaves in the center and the inscription Rosa Mystica, mystical rose. The rose motifs are also shown inside the building and can be seen both on the emblem on the altar and on the related painting. This symbol is indeed related to the title given to the building in the 18th century, that is Madonna del Rosario, Holy Mary of the Rosary. On the roof of the church is placed the small bird tower with 2 bells. The large bell dates back to 1879, while the small dates back to recent years. Interior. The plan of the church is rectangular with a single nave. It has 3 star vaults of different size which are set on main arches and protruding side pillars. Though small, the building is a real jewel, and it is totally decorated with wall paintings in yellow, blue and white tones. The walls are painted with a layer of blue color, while the vaults are decorated with geometric and floral patterns, always on a blue background. The central vault, in particular, has in the middle a circular painting which shows an eye in a triangle, symbol of God and the mystery of the Trinity. The nave is divided from the presbytery by a small step and a graceful cast-iron balustrade with a gate. The main altar was made in 1660 by Ambrogio Martinelli in an elegant Baroque style. It has two spiral columns, finely decorated with plant elements, which sustain an architrave with two half-lateral volutes and angels on top. In the center, a decoration shows 3 roses with leaves made in honor of Holy Mary of the Rosary. The number 3, symbol of perfection, is often repeated in the church decorations, for example, in the crown sustained by the 3 cherubs in the center of the architrave. A triumph of roses is displayed in the altarpiece, which represents the Virgin with Child between 2 saints in adoration. The painting follows the traditional iconography used to represent the Madonna del Rosario, which is depicted on the throne, giving the rosary to Saint Dominic on the left. Easily recognizable thanks to the dog with a torch lit in the mouth, and Saint Catherine of Siena on the right. The 2 saints were indeed considered as those being the most active in promoting the veneration of the Rosary. On the right side of the presbytery, a lowered round arch sustains the matroneum, the women's gallery, on the upper floor. The women's gallery is characterized by concave and convex curves typical of the Baroque style, and by a cast-iron balustrade. The church houses numerous papier-mâché statues representing scenes from the Passion of Christ. On the right side of the church, you can see the small rooms of the sacristy.